The church's traditional position has always been to be with those who suffer. And that's what this service is, extended to the very end of life, to be with those who suffer. Our organization is compassion and choices. So it is each individual's choice how they die. When terminal illness has been diagnosed, with the clarity of mind possessed by a mentally competent person, that suffering should not be their only option. And the spiritual support that we give is to help persons explore their own spiritual understanding, their own spirituality, to find a place of peace with the choice that they feel is in their best interest. First of all, one could not really call the persons that we're dealing with suicidal. If a person is falling out of an airplane toward the earth from 20,000 feet, and they have the means to end their life before they hit the ground, one wouldn't call that suicide. And so, first of all, it's not suicide. And secondly, assistance is in the form of information. And information is always to be offered so that a person can make a fully informed choice. As we offer information, we offer counseling and care, compassion, we offer presence, and we offer support. I think that the options are broader than traditionally thought. You referred to the position of the church. There is no the position and there is no the church. When I look at the scriptures, for example, I look at the example of Saul. He was on the battlefield, he'd been defeated, he'd been wounded, and he lay there dying. And he saw his enemies coming from a distance. And he said to his armor bearer, "Take my sword and thrust me through, because when my enemies get to me, they'll torture, dismember me, and humiliate me." And as I read that passage, I thought about a dying person. They are dying. But as that illness approaches, they know that that illness brings with them the potential to torture, dismember, and humiliate them. So they ask not their armor bearer, but they ask their friends, their physician, their family, their minister to help me, to avoid the humiliation, the torture, and the pain. So I see that as a reasonable and faithful way to say to your family and friends, I choose this. And it allows you to say goodbye to your family and friends coherently and in peace, which is the memory that we all want as our last memory of a loved one. Again, there is no the church and there is no the position, and there are clergy across the spectrum in their perspectives, and they're entitled to that. And persons within their faith community belong to that faith community because they share that perspective. And so what we're trying to let people know is there are divergent opinions on how one ends one's life, and that there are ministers and there is a spiritual perspective that supports a person that chooses that.